Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you a super successful meme coin trading strategy that many pro traders use to find these meme coins before they explode. So I've caught many runners with this strategy and you're not going to lose too often if you do it the right way. So I'm going to break it down for you right now. So this is the volume catching strategy. So basically we're aiming to get into higher volume coins right before the pump starts to happen and the volume truly starts to pick up. So first of all, you need to be using a trading bot for this strategy, and honestly you need to be using a trading bot in all your trading. If you're not using a trading bot, if you're still using Phantom or Pump Fund or anything that's not an actual trading bot or trading terminal to trade, you're going to lose. So I highly recommend using Axiom. It is one of the best trading bots out right now, and I will leave a link at the top of the description to give you guys immediate access to Axiom. Also with that link there's an extra 10% off all your fees as well. And I know a lot of you guys like Nova as well. Nova is also a good platform, so I'll leave a Nova link down there as well. That gives all you guys immediate access. But you need to be using a trading bot for the strategy, so I recommend Axiom or Nova. I'll be using Axiom in this video. So as you see, we have new pairs, final stretch, and migrated, right? Most of new pairs is going to be trash coins, as most of you guys probably already know. It's just going to be a bunch of trash that doesn't go anywhere, sits at 5K, 6K. So we're going to be ignoring this tab. We're not touching new pairs. We're only going to be looking at final stretch and migrated. So first we need to put filters on our final stretch. So we want to have Pump Fund, Launch Lab, and Bonk. I personally like Pump Fund and Bonk more, but Launch Lab is okay too to have for your protocols. We also want to have dev holding, maximum 25%. So obviously we don't want the dev to hold too much because those coins are just not good to buy. Holders, we want minimum 20 because we want to have, some actual good quality volume in the coin, not just botted up volume by one or two wallets. We need to have multiple holders in this coin giving it good volume. And then metrics, ignore these. These are some other filters I was trying out. We want to have minimum volume 45,000 and then minimum market cap 45,000, right? And by the way, we're not going to be buying these coins when they're in final stretch. Let me apply this. Actually, this is optional. I recommend it. I'm having a minimum of one social, at least one social. But there are coins that will run without socials. But I recommend having one because most coins that do go have a social connected to them. So I recommend having it tabbed. But we're not going to actually be buying coins in final stretch. And as you can see, it's empty right now. Most of the time it will be empty, but there will be coins that pop in here. And when coins pop in here, that's when we go to them and we do our research, right? We're not going to be buying them. We're just going to do our research when it's in here. That's the number one thing when you're buying any coin. It needs to be a good narrative, right? A good meme, a good project, whatever it is. No matter what strategy you're doing, you need to be buying a good narrative. So you make sure it's a good narrative while in final stretch, while it's picking up volume, and then once it migrates, that's when we buy. So I'm going to show you guys an example here. I'll show you guys two examples. This is a coin that just migrated. I just saw it. Right? I did not buy this coin, unfortunately. I was not paying attention, but it's a great example. So as you can see, I put this blue line here, and Axiom actually puts an M here on all coins that migrate, so it shows when they migrate. Okay, so we're going to be watching this coin. Obviously, we saw it in final stretch because our filter's a minimum 45,000 market cap. So in this range, right here, we saw it. We click on it. We do our research. Let's see what this coin is, right? It's a website. It's kind of a funny website, central bank. It tells you the live market cap or whatever this is. They also have a Twitter connected to it. It looks like they're on their own website. They have a CA posted, which is always good. It looks kind of like a funny meme. They post a lot. So, it's a decent narrative. These coins tend to run. So you did your research. You see it picking up volume. Now you watch it migrate. Now here's where we make our play. So we watch it migrate. It goes down a little bit. We don't do anything. And then we see that initial pump, right? This is what we want to see. You want to see it break through that migration level because that's where we're seeing volume start to pick up into this coin. Now, not every coin is going to follow this exact blueprint. So some of them might go straight up through migration level. Some of them might dip a lot lower. Sometimes this initial pump will go up to like 100K or more. But this is a good pump, and honestly, I personally like to see the pump a little bigger, maybe towards closer to 100K when doing this strategy. But it doesn't need to be that big. So we see that initial pump. You know, we watch it do its thing. It's kind of sitting here. We do nothing, and then as you can see, this is what we look for. So it breaks to the migration level and then goes back down. So it goes back down through that migration level. Now, if it keeps on going down, we don't buy the coin, right? But if it breaks back through this migration level, that's when we buy. So you want to see that initial pump, depending on how big it is, doesn't matter, right? You see that volume, and then it goes back down, and then if it breaks through again, you buy. So you'd buy right here, and as you can see, if you were doing the strategy on this coin, that's a free, I don't even know, free 2x if you hold all the way to the top. But you can also, you know, sell here, sell here, sell here. It's easy money. This coin went straight up, and if you bought here, you successfully caught the pump, right? And you can keep holding. As you can see, it goes even higher, right? If you want to hold through these dips. But if you have a low portfolio, I recommend taking your profit. But yeah, like I said earlier, every coin is not going to follow this exact blueprint, right? It might dump a lot lower, it might shoot up a lot more. Also, like I said, I personally like it when coins have a bigger initial pump, because obviously that shows more volume. But this is a fine pump, and also showed, you know, it was kind of sitting there. So obviously people like this coin, they're not just instantly selling out. It goes below migration level, breaks through, you buy here, free money. Then also, this strategy will work later on in the coin. As you can see, it broke through the migration level again, and then shot back up for, you know, a little 50% scalp. Now, I'm really big on not double dipping, not rebuying coins, because I personally have lost a lot of money double dipping into coins. So I think you should mainly focus on this initial play, initial pump, because this is where you're going to see the most success. This is where you're going to get a higher win rate and make more money. But if you do think the coin deserves higher, you could do the strategy again in the same coin. Also, I put this blue line here myself at the migration level, because right now it's about 70K. You can do that on the tools here on the side with Axiom. I'll show you one more coin. I bought one earlier today, this one. I thought it was a good example. It's actually running back too. But yeah, let's see. Here's the migration level. We could put that thing there again at like 70K. Boom. There's our blue line. Okay, so as you can see, the coin migrates. It's a good narrative, by the way. I saw this narrative. I bought it a little late, but it's a new Google VO thing, Flow TV. It's a tab called the Degenerates. It's like a crypto meme. But yeah, as you can see, it migrates, you know, has a little pump, but nothing crazy. It's not really the pump we're looking for, right? And then it goes down, right, below our migration level, and then it shoots up again. Now, as you can see, there's lots of volume, so we're buying here. So we have that little pump. It's not a crazy pump, but that goes all the way up to 86K, so it's definitely like decent. Like I said earlier, I like bigger pumps. I like it to go closer to 100K, but it also works with some smaller pumps. It goes down and it shoots back up, and that's when we're buying. We're buying in this range, right, because it breaks to that migration. Will you get filled right here? Probably not, because it's one bigger green candle, but you might get filled up here, and that's okay. So it goes below the migration level, shoots back up. You're buying in this range. We could say you get a bad fill, you get filled up here, right? You're holding through this dip because it stuck to our strategy. It's a good narrative, and we're having conviction, and then we hold. It's a free 80% scalp, guys. Right? 80% is really good profit. You put in like 5 SOL, that's 4 SOL. It's almost like, what is that, $800? Something like that. I don't even know, right? But the strategy works on a lot of coins. And as you see, if you held, obviously, through the dip, I mean, this is kind of a crazy dip to hold through. If you hold through this, you're kind of crazy, but it obviously goes back up and back up again. But mainly, we're not looking for that. We're looking for this initial pump here. So it goes boom, you breaks through the migration level and then back through. So you're buying, hold, up to 80%. Or what is that? That's a 2x if you get in right away. But I mean, realistically, you probably wouldn't get filled down here. You probably get filled somewhere up here. But really good profit, guys. This is a really good strategy that a lot of pro traders use that they don't really teach. So I decided to share it with you guys. But I do recommend trying the strategy out if you do want to try some new strategies. I personally use this one during this market, and I have had a good amount of success with this. So I highly recommend checking it out. But remember, you do need to be using a trading bot. So links to Axiom and Nova with an extra 10% off all your fees are down below. That'll be top of the description. I also have a Telegram channel where I give out free calls every single day. I recommend joining that. That'll be in the description as well, guys. But thanks for watching. Good luck trading, and peace out.